Hi, I'm Amy. Today let's use our Pilates Reformer and do an advanced level full body workout. We're going to focus on tempo and fitness, and it's going to be fun. So let's get started. I've got my Reformer set up with my footwork setting, high bar, and I've got one red spring on. Let's turn and lie down with the length of the spine on the carriage, head on the headrest, and pull both legs into a tabletop position, hip distance apart. Inhale, prepare, and exhale, tilt the chin down and start rocking. C-curve position, head to tail, rocking through this motion to warm up the spine, warm up the abdominals, and start rolling up all the way up to balance point, and then roll back down and up again. We're going to roll up and down, combining breath and movement. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Pull abs in as you roll up and pull abs in as you roll down. Hands press into the legs, legs press into the hands to create opposition. Roll up one more time and then stay there and rest your legs on the foot bar. Legs are slightly bent. Reach long and tuck the tailbone under to roll down part way to your challenge point. Lower the arms down and lift up 1 and 2. With each arm lift, pull the abs in tighter. 3. Shoulders are down. 4. Chest is wide. And 5. And 6. Let's go up to 10. And 7. And 8. Rolling back to challenge the abs. And 9. One more time. And 10. Let's roll all the way down to the carriage now and grab hold to our straps. I'm holding my long loops. We're going into a hundreds modification. No arm pumps, just leg movements. On the exhale, roll up, reaching long through the hands. We're going to inhale here in our tabletop for a 5. So we're going to inhale. On our exhale, straighten the legs out, 1 over, 1 under the bar. Then bend it in. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg on top and reach it long. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, bend it in. 4, 5. Exhale, reach through the straps. 4, 5. Inhale, bend. 4, 5. Exhale, reach long. 4, 5. Inhale. Roll up high and exhale. 3, 4, 5. Work the front of the neck. 4, 5 by rolling to the highest ab curl. 4, 5. Inhale, bend it in. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 3, 4, 5, and exhale, reach. For the last 2, for more challenge, both legs go under the bar as you exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, bend it in. 4, 5, and exhale, under the bar. 3, 4, 5. Fold the legs in and lower down. Place the loops down. Roll up to seated position. Let's turn into our mermaid position. Z-sit. Lower leg almost parallel to the carriage, hand placed slightly forward of the shoulder, line up the spine, head to tail, lift up and press out to a big side stretch, arc the ribs up to the ceiling, and return. And again, arcing up and over, and return, getting longer with each stretch, lift up and stretch over. Side stretch feels so good. Let's rotate, place both hands wide on the bar and press out even further. Shoulder blades glide up. Shoulder blades glide down as the carriage comes in. Arms are straight, abs are in. And inhale, press out. Shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders glide down. Lift the chest. Let's do 5. And reach out. And glide in. Using this to mobilize the spine, but stabilize the low back by pulling abs in through this movement. One more time. Press out. Glide in, lift the chest up, lengthen the spine. Press out, rotate to side stretch position. Reach long through the opposing sit bone and lift up. Now let's cross our legs so we can get into some ab work, neutral spine rotation. Hold on with both hands to the long loop. Ground the sit bones. Exhale, rotate across for 1. Shoulders are down. And 2. Sit bones and legs are still. Ribs and head are rotating. 4. And one more time. And 5. For more challenge, take the inside arm and lift it up for 5 more times. 1 and 2. Shoulders down, 3. Abs in to rotate, 4 and 5. Placing that strap down, let's turn, grasp onto our foot bar and walk our feet back about 2/3 along the carriage, squeeze together in a V position, pull abs in, lengthen the spine, press out, heels will lift slightly off as we come into our long stretch prep and return. Just doing 5 of these. We've got our feet just about 2/3 down the carriage, so we have enough tension to be able to feel supported. And out into our long stretch and return. Squeeze the legs together. Shoulders are still in space. So once we find our shoulder position here with hips reaching back and heels grounded, that shoulder position stays the same as the legs push out. And return. Coming right down onto our knees, come close to the front edge of the carriage. Sit down on the heels, lean forward, pull your abs in, shoulders slide down and jump. And 2. We're going to do 10 of these. 3. Stabilize the shoulders down the back. 4. And find a range of motion that feels good, challenging you to the level you want to be challenged today. We've got 3 more, and 3, and 2. We are stabilizing with the back, and 1. Let's rotate and face the other way for mermaid side stretch. Hand on the bar, other arm reaching, spine is long, lift up, stretch over, arc over, and reach through the opposing sit bone, and return. I've got my right arm reaching, so I'm reaching down through my right sit bone to create opposition in this stretch. And one more time, stretching over. Now we're going to rotate towards our bar. Hands are wider than shoulder distance. Press out long. Shoulders glide up. Shoulders glide down as we bring the carriage in. And inhale, press out. Exhale, glide it in. Abs pulling into the spine. Inhale, glide out. And exhale, lift the chest through the hands. 2 more times. Glide it out. Bring it in. And last one, enjoying this big mobilization. Inhale out. And exhale, lift. Let's press it out and hold. Take our inside hand to the center. And then lift up through our side stretch. Now, let's cross our legs. We're going into our rotation series. So let's grab onto our long loop, ground our sit bones, both hands holding on or clasped together as we rotate on the exhale. 1 and 2. Vertical spine. 3. Long line, head to sit bones. 4 and 5. Take the inside arm, reach it up to the ceiling for more challenge, and rotate 5 more times. 1 and 2 and 3. Keep even weight on the sit bones. 4. One more time, and 5. We're going to repeat our long stretch prep now. We will come to this long stretch prep and arm jumps a few more times in this workout today. So sit back into the sit bones, reach down through the heels, press out on the inhale. Exhale, glide the carriage in. Inhale out. Exhale it in. Remember, shoulders are staying still in space. We're pressing out, combining abs and glutes to support the low back in our plank position, and pressing up with the hands to support between the shoulder blades. And in. Let's come right down. One more set of arm jumps. Knees forward, shoulders down, abs in, and jump. 1 and 2. Collarbone wide. 3, 4. We are stabilizing through the back. 5 and the abs. 6 and 7, 8, last 2, and 9 and 10. Let's turn around and do one more set of abs using our straps. We've still got our red spring on. Let's walk up to the tape. So we've got a fair amount of tension in our straps. We're going to start, tuck the tailbone under, lean back, and ground the low back into the carriage, and extend the right leg straight. Squeeze the legs together, pulse up. 1 and 2 and 3. Rolling through the low back, using the springs to assist and lift. We are switching, left leg straight. Let's do it again for 5 and 5. C curve, head to tail. 4. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And 4. One more time. And 5 and lift. Now, both legs lift up to balance point position. Let's do some V-ups. Roll back and up for 10. And 2. Extend the legs out to an angle where you can keep the low back reaching towards the carriage. Abs pulling in. Reach and return. 5 more times. Continuous breathing. 4. This combines balance with this ab work. This is hard. And one more time and out. Up to balance point. We did it. So we still got our red spring on. And we're going to start hands on hips. Outside leg forward. I'm standing my left foot on the floor and I've got right foot against the carriage. As you can see, my reformer is on the floor. This workout will also work with a more standard reformer that's raised up a little higher. Hands on hips. So let's start press out and dive down. Torso lowers down as we press out and then lifting up as we come in. So chest lowers, chest lift. Dive it out, reach long through the back leg. Square the hips out. So when you look down, make sure hips are square. Let's do one more time. Press out and in fluid motion. Now reach your arms overhead as you press out and return to the upright position and 2. Each time you hit that position with the leg reached out, squeeze the booty and feel an opening in the front of that right hip. And press, and now stay there. Take the left arm and bring it down by your side so you got a swimming arm. We're going to switch the arms as we bend that leg to come in. Switch and 2. For 10 times. 3 and 4. We're pressing down through the standing heel. 5. Squaring out the hips. 6. Keeping shoulders down. 7. 8. 9. And one more time. And press it out. And rise up. To transition to the other side, let's do an elephant. This is only a red spring. It is quite light, so we have some stability to do here. We're going to shift our hips back, press the carriage out as far as we can keep our heels down, and bring it in. So pressing out, inhale, exhale, drive down through the heels and reach the sit bones back. Inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale out and exhale to return. Reaching long through the spine and long through the legs. And return. Let's switch to the other side and find our start position. Let's take our outside foot and position it to the same place it was on our other side. Back foot is on the shoulder block and heel is lifted. Hands on hips. Let's press out and dive forward. Hips are square. And that's 1. And 2. It might take a little bit of moving around to figure out where you want your legs to be today. Press out and lengthen out. We want a feeling of length in this movement, lengthening into the shoulder block. Let's add arms overhead as we press out in 1. Abs pull in tighter with each press, and 2. Press down through that standing heel and connect into the glutes. 3 and 4 and 5. Press out and stay there. Let's take our right arm, bring it down by the side, swimming arm position. Bend the leg to bring the carriage in and switch the arms and out and in for 1 and 2. Full range of motion with the arms. 3 and 4. We're feeling it in our booty. And 5, 6 and 7, 8. 2 more times. 9 and last one. Remember to reach it long and return to upright. Let's take one more spring on here, adding a yellow. So I've got a red and a yellow for a single leg elephant combination. Let's start. Scoot the left foot back against the left shoulder block. Move the hands to the left slightly so you're square to yourself, and then extend the right leg up and hold it. Square out the hips, push the weight back into the standing heel, and then inhale, press the carriage out. Exhale as the carriage comes in, lift the right leg up. We're doing 5 of these. So press it out on the inhale and exhale, lift it up. I'm going to scoot my foot forward just a little bit. Inhale, press it out, and exhale, lift the leg up. Reach long through both legs. Again, shoulders are staying still through this series. And lift. Now that we're in, we're going to take our left heel and go a little bit higher on our shoulder block. And then take right foot in between the hands. First, find your balance here. Bend that right leg to about 90 degrees. Squeeze the booty and stretch. Then right leg is going to press out and in. So we're going to start with 5 of these lunge stretches. Our right foot is forward, so our right hip is pulling back. Left hip is rotating forward. We're working in a square hip position here. I love to use the reformer to stretch and strengthen the legs at the same time. If you're feeling good today, you want a balance challenge, rise up, reach arms out to the side for 5 more times, out and in. And 4. Reach long through both legs. 3. Connect through the upper inner thighs into the core. 4. And 5. Press out, get a little deeper stretch, and bring the carriage in. Let's take right foot down against the shoulder block. Foot is flat. Hands to the right, left leg out. Shoulders and hips square. Inhale, press the carriage out. Exhale, left leg lifts up as the carriage comes in. And 2. Press down through the standing foot. 3. Reach long through both legs. 4. One more time. And 5. Now let's take that right heel, lift it up slightly on the shoulder block. Left foot between the hands and 90-degree leg, then press out with that left leg and bend it in. Let's go 5 times here. And 4. We're squeezing the booty. And 3. Pulling our abs in. And 2. Getting a good stretch through the legs. And 1. Now, let's rise up, arms out to the side, and 5 more times. Pressing with both legs. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Press out, a little bit deeper stretch, and bring the carriage in. Now, let's take our bar down, and we're going to go into an upper body set. We're just going to have 1 red spring on, and let's go to some round back rowing. So we're going to hold on to our long loops, have our feet through the shoulder blocks, and pull our palms in towards the chest, elbows wide, shoulders down. Here's our start position. Tuck the tailbone under, roll back part way, squeeze legs together. Now reach the arms back as you dive head towards knees and clasp your fingers together. Lift the arms up and stretch the shoulders. Release the fingers, reach forward out of the tension, create a stretch here, hands and feet one way, ribs the other way, and then articulate back up to start position. We're ready to go again. Tailbone tucks under, roll back. Arms out to the side, arms press back, head dives towards knees. Now clasp the fingers together, open the chest, lift up and stretch the shoulders. Release the hands, stretch forward out of the tension, and stack it up to neutral spine, hands into chest. Again, tuck the tailbone under, roll back, arms out to the side, press arms back, and clasp the fingers together. Open the chest, lift the arms up and stretch. Circle the arms around, come out of the tension, and then articulate back up. Pull the arms in. Let's do 1 more time. Tailbone tucks under to roll back. Arms reach out to the side and push back. Clasp the fingers, lift up and circle around and roll all the way back up to start position. Then let's come up onto our knees and scoot back slightly away from the shoulder blocks. And let's take hands through the short loops. We're going to start here with chest expansion, pulling straight back, keeping head over ribs, over hips, one straight line, and pulling back and controlling forward. Create synergy between front and back body here. Exhale to pull. And 1 more time. And pull. For the next 5, we're going to rise up onto the off of the heels as we pull back and return. This feels a little light for this one, but that is because I've got something coming up for you in 3 more reps. And so keep the weight in the tops of the feet and maintain your control as you rise up and pull the arms back and return. One more time and pull. Now we're going to do a single arm version with a rotation. So pull one arm back as you rise up and then pull the other arm back. The arm that's not pulling is lifting up to shoulder height and shoulders are staying down the back. We're powering through the back of the legs as we lift, rotating spine in a vertical and neutral position. Palms are facing back. Let's do one more time with each arm and pull and pull. Sit down on the heels. For a bicep challenge, let's start first with arms bent to 90 degrees. We're going to maintain this 90 and lift up and lift up. Keep shoulders down and chest open and lift and lift. This is part 1 of our bicep series, and lift. We've got this 90-degree bend throughout this movement as we lower and lift. On the exhale, let's do 3 more. And 2. One more time, lift. Now, switch to your long loops and stand up and straddle your carriage. Again, you can do this one with the reformer on the floor like mine is, or with a regular reformer. Straddle the carriage, find a vertical spine, open the chest, and let's do 10 bicep curls here, and figuring out where you want to be. If it feels too heavy, scoot forward. If you want it heavier, scoot back towards your foot bar, and pull up through the upper inner thighs, connect that to the abs. Let's do 5 more times. 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're done with our bicep set. Let's now just take our springs and move it to a single blue and come back to our straddle position. So we've got 1 blue spring on. We're going to come back to our straddling over the carriage position and place hands on top of shoulder blocks and find a flat spine. Let's do a little spinal mobilization. Press the carriage out, reaching back through the sit bones, and then articulate from tailbone tucking under, look towards the belly button, and then roll all the way up. So we're going to press out flat back and then round the spine to come back into flat back and press out on the inhale. Exhale to roll it up and pressing out and rolling up. 2 more times. Press out, roll through the spine to come up, and last one, press out and rolling up to flat back. Next up, tricep kickbacks. Come into a 3-point position. So we're going to have 2 knees down. We're going to have left hand on the corner of the headrest. Take the right hand and grab up pretty high on your rope at the tape, or a little higher if you want more challenge. Take that right arm and reach it back so it's level with your body, and then bend and straighten. So we're going to start with 5 of these and straighten. Inhale to bend, exhale to straighten. Working our triceps, working our core contraction. 1 more time and straighten, and now stay there. Take your left leg out and balance. If you want to add this balance challenge in, keep that left leg straight and lifted and do 5 more time tricep kickback. And 2, and 3, and 4. Last one, keep the neck long. 5. Place that strap down. We're going to a plank modification. Arms in the 11 position. Hold on around the shoulder blocks. Have the toes on the sandpaper or on your platform. Now lift your knees up. We're going to exhale and press out to our elbow plank. And then bend in and just tap the knees down. And press out. Hit it. And then come in and tap. Press out. Plank. And in. Exhale, press. Inhale, tap. 1 more time. Exhale, press out. Squeeze that booty. And coming back in. Switching to the other side. So we're going to take our right hand on that right corner. Left hand grasping on, high up on the rope, same place as other arm, and then reach that left arm back and hold. Let's bend and straighten for 5. And 1, and 2. Maintain neutral spine, 3, or a flat back position, and 4. Reach out through the head, reach long through the sit bones, and 5, and hold it. Extend the right leg out, find that balanced position. 5 more times, bend and straighten. 5, and 4, 3. Maintain that long stretch through the body as we add in this tricep work. And 1 more time. Bring it all the way in. Let's go back to our plank variation, but this time single leg. So remember how we tapped our knees before? On our first few of these, the leg that you're carrying with you, you could tap it onto the carriage if you like. So we're going to lift our knees off. As we press out, bring that right leg with you. And then come back in, and then bring the left leg with you. And good. 5 more. 5 sets total, so 4 more to go. And press and return. Maintain hips slightly lifted, abs pulling in, and support between the shoulder blades by pushing the chest away from the carriage. And press. We've got 1 more to go. Pull that leg into the chest for more challenge. Lift it up and in. And we're up. Now let's do some leg strengthening in a turnout position. We're going to put 1 red spring on and take that blue spring off. And then come to the side of the machine. I love this exercise because we're going to stretch and strengthen at the same time. So standing foot is turned out. The carriage foot is going to be heel on the carriage, toes up on the shoulder block in a turned out position. First thing, put your hands on your hips and press down through your sit bones. We really want our pelvis to be square in this exercise. Press the carriage out and hold. Reach down through the sit bones, pull the abs in, and angle the knees over the middle of the foot. Arms out to a T and return. Let's do 5 of these out and in. So press out and return. That's 1 and 2. Both legs are pressing out, both legs are pulling in, and reaching long through the hands, shoulders are down. Press out. Now let's add an arm pattern. As we press out, arms go overhead and return. 1 and 2 and 3. Reaching long through the sit bones. Keep the waist long. Pull the waist or pull the hips away from the ribs. Next time you press out, just stay there. Now this leg is going to stay still and the other leg is going to go bend to come in, straighten to press out. And 2. Let's do 10 of these. And 3. Just to make sure we do enough. And 4. And 5. I don't know about you, but my leg is burning. And 6. And 7. And 8. 9. And 1 more time. And 10. And rising up. Let's take our foot bar and just pop it up. So we can do 1 more set of those planks that we've been doing throughout this workout. This is our plank set. We're going to add a push-up this time. So let's find our long stretch prep position, V foot, feet about 2/3 back on the carriage. Press out to our plank position, 1 time push-up, and return. So long stretch prep, add a push-up, and return. That's 2. Let's do 10 times. And 3. And 4. As we press out and hold here, we're stabilizing the carriage by pressing down through the feet and connecting through the front body. And 6. And 7. Now, since we're doing our push-ups here, we are not going to do the arm jumps. And push up. And 1 more time. And pressing out. 1 final push-up. And coming in. Let's step to the other side of the machine for our turned out leg challenge. So standing in a turn out position, let's take our inside foot, place heel down, toes on the shoulder block, square out the hips, press out and hold. Find that position, reach down through the sit bones, level the hips, arms out to the side, And let's press out and in for 5. So 1. The knee travels over the middle of the foot, and 2, and that turnout is coming from the glutes, coming from the hip. And 4. One more time, and 5. Let's add in our arm pattern. So as we press out, arms go overhead and then return. Overhead as we press out and return. Arms frame the face and return. I love doing this range of motion work for the arms and shoulders. And one more time, and press out and stay there. And now bend that leg in, arm goes to the T position, then arm overhead for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7. Go low, and 6, for a big challenge, and 5, 4, and 3, 2, and last, 1. And we're up. Okay, one final set of arm jumps for today. So knees forward, chest open, hands shoulder distance apart, and press out. On this, if you want more challenge, you can rise up off the heels mid-jump. So just rising up and catch, and catch. Let's do 4 more, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we did it. We've got a little side plank set for you. Let's put our bar down, but let's stay on our single red spring. We're going to turn onto our side. For our side plank position, let's arrange our legs, top leg back, and elbow on the carriage, hand grasping around the shoulder block. So in this, the foot position can be a little tricky to figure out where you have your best balance, but finding the position that allows you to have best balance and access your inner thighs in the plank. Take your top hand, place it on the carriage, press out, and then lift up, shoulders down, abs pulling in, find your balance. Once you've found it, reach the top arm up. We're gonna do some hip dips for 10, and 9, and 8. Arrange your hip position so that when you lower lift, you feel work through the abs. If you feel some torquing in your low back, try rotating your top hip forward a little to see if you can get more work in the abdominal wall. One more time, hip dip and hold. Take your hand behind the head and press the head into the hand. Let's bend those legs in and out for 5. 1 and 2. We are accessing through our inner thighs. And 3. Got a stretch coming up after this. And 4. One more time. And 5. Coming in. Let's just sit onto the carriage, tuck our knees in, hold onto the edge of the carriage, reach the other arm up and stretch over, getting a nice big side stretch after all that side plank work. Turning to face the other way. Let's arrange our feet, top leg back, scissored leg, right elbow down, right hand is grasping onto the shoulder block, left hand is on the carriage. Let's press out. Then with shoulders down, let's rise up, find our balance position for our side plank, and reach the arm up, hip dips for 10, and 9, 8, and 7, 6, and 5, 4, straight line head to feet, 3, 2, and 1. Take the top hand, put it behind the head, press head into hand, bend the legs and straighten for 1. Lots of control here. And 2. Pulling and pushing with the legs. 3. And 4. Work those inner thighs. And 5. Lower the hip down. Bring the carriage in. Let's find our stretch here. Tuck the legs in. Hold onto the edge of the carriage. Reach the arm up. Stretch over. Oh, it feels so good. After that big core challenge. Okay, I've got one final set for you with some feet and straps. It always feels good. Now, let's take our bar up and let's put on 2 springs. I'm putting on a red and a blue. It's not too heavy, but heavy enough for me for this one. So let's start out lying on our back and let's put feet through the long loops. First thing, Let's do some frogs. Arms narrow by the sides, wrists are flat, tailbone is grounded. Press out on the exhale. Inhale, bend. And 2. So let's do 5 of these. We're just pressing into the straps, keeping our core contraction throughout this leg movement and enjoying this foot and strap series. Now rise up to upper ab curl. You could float your palms up if you like. Let's do 5 more and 4. I like this position because it's a little more challenging in the abs, but also because we can see our hips. We're going to go into Peter Pan now. So press the legs out. Now, one leg is going to bend in as the other leg goes out to the side. Keep the hips evenly weighted. Let's do the other leg out to the side. We're going to alternate for 5. Look down at your hips. Keep the back of the hips evenly weighted in the carriage as the legs are doing 2 different things. Keep even pressure through the straps. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. Let's do 2 more sets. We're up in our high ab curl. We're working the front of the neck. You could always take hands behind head or rest the head down. And 1 more set. And squeeze the legs together. Now let's lower the head down. With our legs turned out, let's open. Now let's turn the legs in and close. So we're going to turn the legs out to open, turn the legs in to close. Remember, all this rotation is coming from the booty. So feel that rotation starting from up in the hips and rotating all the way through the foot. External to open, internal to close. Let's do 1 more. External to open, internal to close. Now let's reverse it. So we have feet turning in when we open and feet turning out when we close. Still pressing feet into the straps. We're balanced right on the sacrum here. Long spine, long waist, abs in and chest open. Let's bring our legs together and now let's do some circles. Full range of motion, intuitive leg circles. So circle 5 times around. Find your big leg circle. Find what feels good for you today. When the legs hinge in, keep that tailbone grounded. Do keep abs in through this set, especially if you're doing a really big circle and your legs are coming low to the floor, then pull the abs in so that you're stabilizing the low back. Let's go the other way for 5, big circles. These feel so good. I love this exercise on the reformer. I feel like it's hard to get this type of sensation any other way, and it feels so good to move our legs in the hip socket like this. Let's do 1 more time and circle around. Well, let's do short spine so we get a little more spinal mobilization. So with heels squeezing together, let's press the legs out, squeeze towards midline. Legs are straight as they hinge in towards the hip. Pull abs in, press with the arms, pull with the abs, bend the knees to the shoulder blocks, and now keep the heels still as you roll the tailbone down. Once tailbone is down, pull heels in, and we are ready to go again. Inhale, press out. Exhale, roll over. Inhale, bend. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, press out. Heels are squeezing together. Legs are active. Abs are active. Arms are active. Bend the knees down. Roll through the spine, lengthening through the spine. Ground the tailbone. Let's do 1 more time. Pressing out. Rolling straight up the center of the spine. Bend the legs in and roll all the way down. Let's take our hands through the loops. Drop those loops down and roll up. We're going to finish today with 1 footwork modification, running in place. I'm going to put 2 reds and a blue on. So I'm just adding 1 red spring. So I've got 2 reds, 1 blue, and rolling right back down. Placing the toes on the bar, 1 fist distance apart. Lengthen the spine, pull the abs in, press out. And now let's go 1 heel down, 1 heel up. Full range of motion, heels pushing down under the bar and lifting as high as they'll go. So we get a calf stretch. We're also stretching through the front of the ankle, and we've got even weight in our feet. So both feet have 50% of the weight. Both legs are working evenly. We've got our booty squeezing a little bit for stability. Chest is open. And breathe continuously through this one. Let's do another 5 and 4 and 3. Love to stretch my calves on the reformer. 2 and 1. Bend the legs in. Now, grasp on the back of the legs, tilt the chin down, and let's roll back up through that balance point that we started this whole party with earlier today. And we're done. Thank you for joining me. I know you have a lot of choices on YouTube, and I appreciate that you chose to spend this time with me. I hope to see you again. Please leave a comment or a thumbs up. Love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next workout. Bye.